مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Hello grade 8 students and welcome to my new video for today. Before going through my video, I would like to give you a piece of advice regarding the upcoming exam. I want you just to study hard and focus on studying your lessons quite well so as to pass the exams with flying colors. Okay, now we have a value of our lesson today. Our value today is respect. We should respect the elders, should respect the old, should respect every human being, even we should respect the living creatures on earth. It is part of the tradition of Islam to respect others, to be tolerant with them and pay tribute to their deeds, or respect them whether old or young or any human being living with us and sharing our life in our continent, the continent of earth. So our value today is respect, as I've just said, and the hadith of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, ليس منا من لم يرحم صغيرنا ولم يوقر كبيرنا. صدقت يا سيدي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Now my students, back to our lesson. Back to our lesson today. That is a reading lesson. Today we are going to have a wonderful lesson, a wonderful reading lessons, and we have some objectives to achieve today. The first objective today to achieve today is, yes, to skim a text about hacking the teenage brain in order to identify the main idea of the text. The second one is to scan informational text on the brain to identify specific details by answering questions in groups. The third one is to scan the text about hacking the teenage brain, again, to answer 4 multiple choice questions. Multiple choice question, okay? So before going through our lesson, I want you just to watch this video and answer this question. Now, my students, watch the video and tell me what is it mainly about. What's the video mainly about? Okay. Then, when is the best time to learn new skills? During childhood, during your teenage years, or during adulthood, and why? Now, I want you to watch this video.
They're often depicted as being lazy, but a new study suggests that teenagers are going through one of the best times to learn a new skill. Scientists have discovered increased activity in an area of the brain, called the striatum, in 17 to 20-year-olds, which boosts the way they learn from feedback. The findings suggest that adolescence is a unique life phase for increased feedback learning performance. The researchers studied over 230 participants aged 8 to 25. Each participant completed a feedback learning task, in which good performance was rewarded with positive feedback. During the task, the participants underwent MRI imaging to analyze their brain activity. Each participant was analyzed 3 times. The results showed that activity in the striatum responded to feedback, and that this response was strongest between the ages of 17 to 20.
Now, my students, try to think of the answers to these 3 questions. Right? Now, read the title of the text and tell me what is it about. What's the text mainly about? What is the main idea of the text? Yes, right? Look at the picture and the title and the guess. what's the content of the text? What is it about? What's the main idea of the text? Right? Yes. The title is Hacking the Teenage Brain. Now let's try to understand the meaning of the new vocabulary. The first one is hack. Yes, hack. Right? Cause and effect. Yes, hack. Effect. Hack. So the first one is hack. hack القرصنة الإلكترونية. hacking القرصنة الإلكترونية. The second one is, yes, effect. Cause and effect. يؤثر. Affect. It's a disease that affects mainly old people. Affect. يؤثر. The third one, yes, mystery. لغز أو غموض. Yes, the mystery was solved when the police discovered the murder weapon. Yes, the mystery was solved when the police discovered the murder weapon. Okay. Root. This is the root. This is the root. The root. Yes, the root. Yes. A college education is often the best route to a good job. Route. A college education is often the best route to a good job. Recognize. Does your dog recognize you? Recognize. Yes, risky, risk and safe. Risky means exposing you to danger, not safe. Yes, risk. It is risky to buy a car without some good advice. Risky. Yes, it is risky. It's risky to spend a lot of money on clothes and food. Risky, so that one day you might not find just 1 penny in your pocket. Yes, it is risky to have an operation without being ready to that. Means having all the blood test, and the correct diagnosis from your doctor. Risky. Yes, it's risky to drive fast, expose yourself to danger, and to having a serious car accident. Risky. Skim the text for the main idea. Yes, read the text quickly. That's the meaning of skimming. Which sentence best summarizes the main idea of the text? Choose A, B, or C. Number A, how teenagers learn new information. How teenagers' brain affect their decisions. How teenagers' brain work and how this affects them. Right? Yes. C is the correct answer. How teenagers' brain work and how this affects them. Now, I want you to scan the text carefully and underline any unknown words. It's your turn to answer the questions and justify your answers in your box. Now, what is the brain made of? What would happen if we don't use the brain connections? What makes teenagers' brain different from adults? People can learn new skills more effectively during childhood, teenage years, or adulthood. That part of the brain helps people taking decisions, the front, the middle, or the back. Each question, in each question you can refer or refers you to certain paragraphs. So paragraph 1, you have to skim paragraph 1 to find the answer to question number 1. And number 3 in paragraph 2. Also find the question in paragraph 3. Now my students, scan the text, then read carefully and answer the question from 1 to 4. When will a connection in the brain disappear? When it is not used, or when a new connection is made, or when it is not sent to the correct part of the brain. What's the correct answer in your conviction? What do you think is the correct answer? What do you think the correct answer is? Right, what is not used. Number 2, at what age can the brain build new connections as a faster rate than even again? Childhood, adulthood, teenage years. Yes, at the teenage years, correct. Number 3, which part of your brain hasn't developed yet when you are a teenager? The front part, the back part, or the middle part? Yes, back to the text and find the answer. Yes, here's the front part. Number 4, what does the front part of the brain help you do? Enjoy yourself, recognize danger, learn new information. Right, recognize danger. Correct. Excellent, my students. Now, write the lesson you've learned today. Which lesson did you learn from today's lesson? I want you to think and note down the lesson that you've learned from today's lesson. By this, we come to the end of our lesson for today. Thank you for listening and have a good day.
مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.